no team gets obviously if you get an early win and you get the advantage in choosing your opponents, you might be in a better spot. But that might be the trade-off if you want to win the whole team. So maybe they want to win with skill and strategy rather than just playing something really, really broken.
Absolutely, and we already see a little bit of difference here in the ban phase. So Zhang Fei does actually fall to the ban hammer in the first 2 prio bans for Major Pride. So we're already seeing a little bit of difference here within the ban draft to counter the draft for FUT Chaos in this game 2 against Major Pride. And then we see the Chao and the Dolia ban once again being the prio bans for the side of FUT Chaos, and Major Pride taking up the Major Mai pick in the mid lane.
Yeah, picking up the Mai, letting themselves, have that early, that strong mage for early rotations. Something that FUT Esports did use with good effect in the previous game. Maybe taking a page out of FUT Chaos's book for themselves, hoping to get similar results for that. But look at this, FUT Chaos answers back, taking the Sunbin and the Princess Frost.
Ooh, okay. Utility Mage in the mid lane against Mai. But like we were saying about Mai on the side of FUT Chaos, we saw that Mai was heavily present in the Clash lane, helping out Charlotte there, going against the enemy Clash lane as well. So we saw quite a lot of Mai being rotated. Whether Major Pride will play that the same way, whether they will mirror what FUT Chaos did in game 1 is yet to be seen. But having that Princess Frost pickup is huge, and they do go for the Derenji and take the Lamb pick as well.
They're just using whatever FUT Chaos used against them in their previous game. I mean, if it's not broken, why try and fix it?
Absolutely. So basically the Jing version of a team, they're the Mirror Blade. They are basically mirroring FUT Chaos's team comp from the first game. They're like, okay, so let's see if you can do that. We're going to try it as well. Oh, speaking of Liam Bo, he has finally decided to show his face, but I feel like that goes in really well with this Frost pick also.
Absolutely. So much crowd control right now on just Princess Frost as well as the Lianpo. You add in the Sunbin for AoE silence, suddenly you have a very strong teamfight lineup already. You just need to fill in the gap, something to cut towards the backlines, and a marksman to end the game with. So looking at the pool of marksmen still left available, I don't feel like they're hating Huang Zhong at the moment. Putting it into this lineup is still going to be pretty strong. You got plenty of crowd control to protect the Huang Zhong. Sure, you don't have any way to knock back your opponents, but you've got plenty of stuns, plenty of freezes, plenty of slows to be able to protect him. Or something more mobile like the Alicio could come into play, and he's able to get into the thick of things, just being able to follow up with the Lianpo initiation and being able to escape after the fact as well.
Absolutely. I mean, we see the Muzi and the little loot ban as well. And then on the side of Major Pride, they go for 2 heavy jungle bans, which is the Musashi, which is another great CC pick within the jungle. And Pai as well is another great CC pick also. To follow up on the lineup of FUT Chaos's already heavy CC team comp, we could see Consort Yu come through as well.
Consort Yu really excels when she's given the space to run around, to cast her first skill as much as possible before needing to commit in. Might be a possibility for FUT Chaos to go for. Another one. Oh, is that gonna be it? There we have it. Blam, there we have it.
Oh, we get the Jing pick, the Mirror Blade. Cannot wait for that one to come through. We loved it in the mock match yesterday. And to be fair, it's perfectly implemented there with a lot of CC. We have the Jing come through who can make those playmaking potential, high risk, high reward plays.
Major Pride does try and counter the Jing with the Dong Huang, being able to lock her down for 3 seconds. Usually the Jing isn't very tanky. She's very fragile. She relies a lot on her mobility and constant pressure to be able to survive in fights. So if Kinesis is able to lock her down with her ultimate, then we might be able to see the Jing just being stunted here. But Ryuga, once again, he did play a great Huang Zhong in the first game. Now they are going to continue on with that as they lock in the Hwang for the side of the Chaos.
Absolutely. Like, again, we have the Lianpo who can push the team back. So if they need to create that distance between Hwang and Lianpo, they can do with that champion, but they can also slow down the enemy team as they come in to engage with the Frost as well. And not only that, they've got Sun Bin with the damage over time as well, which can be critical. You think you're going into a team play thinking, okay, we can win this, and then all of a sudden that damage over time happens and that time relapse goes, and you're like, oh, where's half my health gone? And that is why Sun Bin comes through. But yeah, today. But we are going to be going into the... It's going to be interesting to see how these two picks implement the already team-winning comp that FUT Chaos had.
All forces, move out!
Heading into the Gorge for game number 2 between this matchup. Major Pride needs a win to force this to a game number 3. But FUT Chaos is one step away from taking a 2-0 lead and going to the top of Group A. That's going to be a very important place to be as we head into the knockout stages. But mid lane, so much damage being dealt to Overlord already. That's the strength of the Princess Frost. The damage is just way too fast and they are able to clear their ways very quickly. And that allows Snape and Ryuga to rotate up towards anywhere they want, and there's nothing really much that two melee heroes without a lot of AoE damage can do. That's gonna be the Donghuang and the Mai stuck in the mid lane while the top lane creep is being contested and being taken there by the side of the Chaos.
Absolutely, they're basically just shove it in their face like, you know, we can clear this mid very quickly and rotate, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Unfortunately, for the side of Major Pride, Jin coming in here to take up a little bit of that passive gold from the lane there as well. So again, just another quick laning clear, and then we're going to see another rotation from Sun Bin, but could be met by Lam and Mai here. We're seeing 3 of the champions come down from three of the players come down from Major Pride from that mid lane.
They do have one saving grace for the side of Major Pride is that they have a lot of single target damage. They have, if they focus on one hero, they will more than likely bring him down. By bringing him down, speaking of which, Lam almost falls, but is able to escape with his mobility and has to recall all the way back to base. But he is going to be thanking his lucky stars for being able to walk out of that alive, because Princess Frost was not level 4 at that moment. If not, that would have been enough of a control to bring him down and really stunt his growth.
Absolutely. Thanks to the skin of Lianpo, it was the Fire and Frost combo there that came through and almost wiped out Lan very early on in the game for FUT Chaos. But I think that was a great synergy going in. Speaking of great synergy, Byron and Mai coming through, taking down Princess Frost already, because her abilities were already on cooldown. She had no way to get out of there, and Byron and Mai very ferociously went through, wave cleared, and took down the first blood for Major Pride.
Beautiful initiation coming from Red Ski there, locking up the Princess Frost, making sure that there was no follow-up, and then the Byron coming in there to provide additional support and damage. That was a great rotation coming from the side of Shishui. Not something that Snape expected, seeing that how passively Major Pride was playing in game number 1, so that definitely caught them off guard, and that gave Major Pride the first blood and a bit of advantage going their way.
Yeah, I think going into game 2, that's the kind of thing you have to aim for, is getting these early victories there and then when you can, because if you go into game 2 and you play exactly the same as game 1 at a very slow tempo, you're going to get completely outmatched by FUT Chaos here. But the gold difference is very much neck and neck right now. There is not a lot in it. We are almost at the 4-minute mark when Tyrant comes through, but we've already seen a lot more action in the pre-4 minutes than we did in the first game.
Yeah, it's just much more faster tempo for the side of Major Pride, which is much needed here. But this mid lane might be a dangerous place for them to be in, because the knockup coming from the Lianpo, able to knock down the Mai just in time and bring him down is the Jing, popping the ultimate to secure the kill. And they secured that kill and maybe the mid tier 1 tower as well.
what a fantastic way to set up the Tyrant fight here. You've taken down Mai, which is probably one of the codependent parts of trying to steal a Tyrant or any jungle objective for that matter, and also managing to wipe out, nearly wiping out Lamb here, but now helping herself to the enemy jungle is Jing here, waiting for that Sage buff to pop up in 5 seconds.
She's gonna try and chase away Shishui and anyone else trying to defend that Sage Golem, but this might be a trap because here comes the Dong Huang. Is he able to catch him? Yes,
There's
he does.
the
Is there enough damage? No, he has fancy footwork, escapes with his ultimate, and that is at least something that they don't get the Sage buff, but hey, I escaped with my life. You have to commit an ultimate, and he's gonna be pretty happy about that.
Major Pride lost. That was a fantastic escape from Lost there on the Jing, being able to use the ult to get out of there, using the Mirror Blade to separate herself from that 3v1 and surviving the suppression as well, because you got to remember about that suppression, the more damage you do to your enemy, the more damage you do to Dongkong as well. So you've got to be careful with how much damage you actually do. You don't want to kill your teammate or leave them open for a kill very much early on when you see the suppression, because you know when one of those players is suppressed, they're like, yo guys, I've been suppressed, come and get me please, go now. But luckily for Lost, he managed to escape.
That allows them to try and defend this Overlord, this Tyrant in the bottom lane. But still pretty even game so far. They did manage to get it in the end. Alimsky might be in some trouble here. Lamb trying to fight back, not able to bring down Lost, as Lost will be the one to get the kill on towards the Lamb. Not as a fantastic start as the Lamb in the previous game, and that allows Nauer to continue pressuring down in the bottom lane. The damage coming in. Genesis has to back off, almost falls, but able to run away just in time. But the Byron going straight towards Nauer, not able to lock him down, and there goes the Dong Huang. There also falls the Byron. 2 more kills going towards the way of FUT Chaos, and this might be looking like a repeat of game number 1.
I don't know if that was a misplay by Overlord there, but I feel like Liampo sacrificed himself to go into that suppression range so that neither of his squishy teammates had to. It was just like an almost like dive in to save his team. It was like a last swan song from Liampo, but he managed to survive, and they do take the first tier turret down in the farm lane as well, which is a great thing for FUT Chaos. They are still putting their foot slowly on the gas, but it is a constant foot on the gas, and this is what they need.
Oh, big pick-off if they manage to bring down the Dong Huang, but the shield, the Huang Zhong shield was just way too much, and they turned things around with the Jing rotating in as well. 2 quick kills going towards the way of FUT, and they will be able to reap their rewards by pressuring the mid lane as well.
Yeah, FUT Chaos looking very impressive here. Like, not just because of the plays, but how they know how these heroes work. They know the ins and outs. They know that that shield was going to be enough to survive the suppression. And then they knew that the overall damage was going to be enough to take out the Byron and the Mai as well. So FUT Chaos having plenty of knowledge going into this tournament. And it's scary for the other teams. Again, Jing taking down the Lamb again. This Jing is unstoppable. They cannot catch her. They always lose Lost. And he's currently sat on 4-0-1. He is happy. He has got his anti-squishy item. He's got the Axe of Torment. He has got his crowd control boots. He's just happy-go-lucky. He's just like, oh, you know, I'll dive on somebody. I'll take a kill here and there. And my team will just take the turrets. Easy peasy. Easy
peasy indeed. FUT Chaos hasn't allowed Major Pride to get any form of objective across the map. Not a single Tyrant, not a single Overlord, not a single Tower. Lamb going for the backline, trying to make something happen, but he's going to fall before anything else happens, because the mid lane is going to be in so much trouble. Now we're in such a great position. Double kill going towards the way of Jing. They get 3 in the end. And that will mean with the Vanguard coming up, they will be able to finish off this tier 3 tower. Oh, the Canis is taking so much damage from the Huang Zhong, but able to escape with his life. Risky, waiting for someone to follow up because she has a flicker. She wants to go for some kills, but she needs someone to follow up and clean up right after she dives in.
Yeah, depending on how fast this next team fight is, it's either FUT Chaos is trying to manage, maintain that just under 12-minute victory, or they're trying to beat it. Because if they do have a fantastic team fight here, I see no reason why they cannot finish. The higher ground down in the farm lane is already pretty low. The mid lane higher ground turret is completely non-existent. So all they need is a good, solid team fight once again, which is definitely within their capabilities, especially with the gold difference, the jungle objectives, and the fact that Major Pride has just been shut down on all fronts in any kind of objective going for their team, which is just a horrible place to be in Game 2. Again, Game 2 is just 10 kills to 1. We need to do something, lads.
And it's not over. Limsky might be in some trouble. The damage coming from the Huang Zhong, way too much. That's going to be the secure kill. That's going to be the 4th, I believe, for the Huang Zhong. And that's going to be a tier 2 tower on the top lane falling as well. And what's stopping them from pushing straight towards the high ground right now? Nothing much. There's not enough damage to follow up there. Kinesis just dies when he tries to go in to do the damage he needs. To Overlord can't even catch anybody with the suppression because he is just way too scared of the damage coming from Huang Zhong. That's why Huang Zhong is such a scary hero. You need to shut him down early. If not, it becomes an immovable object, and you have nothing that's able to penetrate that. You have nothing that's bursts him down during that duration. And as Kinesis falls towards the Princess Frost, this might be the beginning of the end here for the side of Major Prime, as they will just fall. This is completely one-sided there for the side of the Chaos.
It's just